How's the sound coming through? All right, cool. Um, let me start out with I didn't know tomorrow on ESPN. ESPN is having a decent card between Ivan Baranchyk and Jose Zepeda. I don't know if you guys are going to be around tomorrow night, but that should be a pretty good fight. Should be a really good fight, actually. I know they're not mega known, but definitely check that fight out tomorrow night. Both of those guys lost to the two current champs, and at 140. Zepeda had a debatable fight with Jose Ramirez, a very debatable, close fight, and Josh Taylor beat Ivan Baranchyk at the World Boxing Super Series. But Baranchyk is tough. He was undefeated before that point, so it should be a good fight tomorrow night. If you're gonna be home and you're gonna be looking for some boxing, if you have ESPN Plus. It's not on the regular ESPN. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, definitely check out that fight. If anybody in the is any of you guys familiar with those two at all, or what do you guys think about that fight tomorrow? Anybody? Nah. The card is not all that, it's not all that big, but it should be a good fight. Definitely tune in. I won't be on here tomorrow night covering it live. I might be going live maybe in the morning for a little bit, but I won't be able to do commentary for the fight. But it should be a pretty good fight. So let's talk Devin Haney and Yuriokis Gamboa. It's been it was announced a couple of days ago, and what's this? I feel like people are setting Tio up for failure. What do you mean? Like setting up for failure? How is he being set up for failure? I don't think he's being set up for failure. I think he has a great chance of winning. I've already addressed that in a video. But I don't think they're setting him up for failure. I think he has a good chance of winning a fight. I think a lot of people don't see it, and a lot of people don't like Teofimo Lopez because he does have a big mouth and everything, and he hasn't proven that much. But I think he's a good fighter. Watch Haney look worse against Gamboa than Crawford did. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to beat him better than Crawford, but I'm expecting him to look better against Gamboa than Tank Davis did. I'm expecting that at least, but you got to remember too, Tank fought Gamboa, and Gamboa had an injury very early in the fight, Achilles injury, some kind of foot injury, something like that. And the fight was more competitive than it needed to be. And I think Devin Haney is going to do better, but Gamboa, for what it's worth, I know he's not, he hasn't done much at 135. And I understand that, he hasn't done much since he was in his prime. But Gamboa could fight. And I know he's older, but he can still fight. He can counter extremely well. And I think he's going to be tough for Devin in the early rounds. I don't think Devin is going to come out and just straight dominate Gamboa from jump, because Gamboa is pretty tricky. He is a pretty good counter puncher. It's just that he gasses out pretty quickly, and that's always been his issue, And for who's available, I mean, it's really not that many people available right now, because Tio is going to be fighting Lomachenko, and Tio's going to fight Loma. Who else you got? You got Luke Campbell is going to be fighting Ryan Garcia. So they're out of the there's no opportunity to fight them for now. And then You got Jorge Linares, who recently had COVID. I wanted to see the Javier Fortuna fight with Devin Haney. I thought that would have been a great test. That would have been a really, really good test. But I don't know why we didn't get that fight. You know, I had no idea why that situation didn't work. I'm trying to think of who else is at 135. Lee Selby has a fight scheduled already. He's someone at the top. You got Mendy still at 135. He's around. You got Comey, who just took the loss. I don't know if that would have been a good fight right now. Gamboa just took a loss to Tank too. So it's not that many options out there, you know. So I'm not excited for the fight. I'm not excited for the fight, but I'm not mad at the fight right now. You know, it's not the worst fight to happen. It's just that Gamboa keeps getting title opportunities without having to actually do anything. And I think that part is really annoying because it's not that Gamboa isn't good. It's just that at 135, he really hasn't done anything, and he's going to get a title shot, you know. Make sure you guys hit that like when you jump in. Yeah, so let me see what else you guys talk about. I'm rolling with Zepeda for my pick for the fight tomorrow. I'm actually going to roll with Baranchyk. You know, I think Zepeda is very good. I think he's going to start off well. You know, he fights behind a jab. You know, got a good straight left hand, moves well, good defensively, good counter puncher, good timing and everything. But I think Baranchyk's pressure is going to be too much. You know, Baranchyk is a powerful fighter, throws a lot of punches, a lot of volume. I think the pressure is going to be on Zepeda even more so than the Ramirez fight. You know, I think Baranchyk is extremely strong, and in order to stop him, I think you would need someone like a Josh Taylor that's actually going to bang with him. You know. And I think I don't think Zepeda is going to be really able to do that. You know, I think he could have beat Ramirez, but you know he slowed down a bit late, and Ramirez was able to take over. And I think Baranchyk is going to take over in the second half of that fight. You know, so I see Zepeda having success early, but I don't know if he's going to be able to completely neutralize Baranchyk. It should be a good fight though. All right. You know, what else you guys talking about? Yeah, Haney should have fought a better fighter, at least a Robert Easter or Fortuna. Well, Robert Easter is I believe he's at 140 now. Okay, the last time I saw him, he was fighting the Cuban fighter. It was like the worst fight of the year last year. And that was at 140. So I don't know if Easter is still around. You know, I don't think he's at 135 anymore. But Fortuna, I definitely agree. Fortuna was the guy I wanted to see Devin Haney fight. All right. Make sure you guys hit that like button when you get in, man. As soon as you it's 18, 19 people. We got a few people's coming in. It's kind of light tonight, though. It's quiet tonight. But hit that like, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not mad at Gamboa. I want someone better though. I do. All right. Chain, appreciate it, man. Salute. Terrence Crawford leaving Top Rank. No, I didn't hear that. That is he having a lawsuit against him? I didn't hear that news. I didn't hear it at all. Where did you get that news? I didn't hear anything about that. You know, I didn't hear anything. Mini Max Boxing, what's up, bro? Zepeda might not have enough power. That's why I'm going with Baranchyk. Josh Taylor had enough power. Josh Taylor banged with him early. You know, he set the tone. And he had the power. You know, he's a big guy. He could switch up his style so many different ways, you know. Very unorthodox fighter. I think Zepeda is good at what he does, but you're not getting that much more than that, you know. I see Baranchyk beating him. I don't know if he's going to stop him or anything, but I think he's going to beat him. Wilder fired Mark Breland. No, I didn't hear that news. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear this. I didn't hear any of this news. I didn't hear about Bud leaving Top Rank. I didn't hear about Wilder firing Mark Breland, you know. If he did fire him, I mean, look, if he's firing him solely off the fact that he stopped the fight, I think that's kind of messed up. But I mean, listen, if he's just looking for new trainers, maybe he's getting new people in the camp, maybe he's going to work on different things. Maybe he's going to change it up a little bit. Maybe it might be for the better, you know, it might be for the better. I'm not going to bash him for firing Mark Breland. You know, maybe he needs a change in his camp for this fight. I mean, this is pretty much his last shot. You know, I don't know what he's going to do if he loses to Fury again, if he gets dominated by Fury again. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It could be a good thing. I don't know who he's bringing to camp. I don't know what's going on. But if that is true, hopefully it just wasn't for him throwing in the towel. Jermaine, what's up, Houston? Houston's in the building. Zepeda's record looks like he's a puncher within 25 KOs. Yeah, but, you know, Zepeda hasn't fought that many great fighters, and neither has Baranchyk, okay? Ramirez and I want to say Jose Pedraza are probably the two best people that Zepeda, at least that I've seen. I haven't seen him fight anyone better than those two. And Jose Pedraza is a smaller guy. You know, this is a guy that moved up. And I believe they fought at 140. You know, Zepeda was able to beat him pretty easily. But he struggled against Ramirez, you know, especially late in that fight. Wilder News seems to be legit not sure about Crawford, but I'm on the boxing scene. Thoughts on Big Baby failing again? Should he be banned for life? In my opinion, Big Baby. I was supposed to make a video about this a while ago. Him failing again. He's saying he should be banned for life. I wouldn't really care. You know, I don't care. If they were to ban him for life, do it. You know, I mean, after last year, I mean, he even got a slap on the wrist for last year, and he had 3 different substances in him. And he still got a slap on the wrist, and he was still scheduled a fight for this year, and he ruined that. Maybe he should, you know. They need to make an example out of somebody. It should at least be 2 years. Anyone that gets banned should get banned for at least 2 years. And that should be across the nation. That should be universal, you know, because this is so inconsistent. You know, people getting banned for 2-3 years. And other people are getting banned for, 6 months? You know, going to another state, renew a license somewhere else and fight somewhere else. That got to stop. Stuff like that got to stop. But you know what? I think Gerald Miller is going to be banned regardless from any promoter. I don't think any promoter is going to want to touch him from here. You know, I was even surprised that Top Rank even took a chance with him after that. You know, and listen, if he's really, because I've seen some of the news and he's blaming it on a sex pill. If he's really juicing still, he has some serious mental issues, man. You got to have some real mental issues. Like, you got to be a real bully if you can't stay off the juice for a little bit. Like, if you can't stay off the juice after you ruining an opportunity to fight for millions in Madison Square Garden against Anthony Joshua on a rough night. You know, let's just say Miller fought the same Joshua that Ruiz fought, the injured, you know, the Joshua that was hurt and knocked out and was concussed before this fight. You would have possibly beat him too. You know, there's a chance that Gerald Miller might have fought that guy and won the fight, and he ruined that. And for him to still juice going into another year, it's like, damn, bro. Like, damn. Like, you know, I made a video about him last year, and I said, look, like, yo, just train, you know? Take the time to, like, really train, get fit, you know? Take the time, get your mind right, And he got caught on something else, man. Like, stop putting stuff in your body, bro. Even if it was a sex pill, which is probably bullshit. Stop putting stuff in your body that doesn't belong there. Seriously. And if you're going to take any kind of supplement, make sure it's approved. Make sure it's approved first. Make sure it's legal. You know? You got to be extra careful because you already got caught up in this. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Let me look at the comments. I'm not interested in seeing Big Baby in the ring, by the way. I mean, at this point, I don't know how many times you got the opportunity of a lifetime. When you ruin that and continue to ruin stuff and you ruin things, I mean, you failed tests before. How many times do you need to fail for us to keep giving you, for you to get opportunities? Like, man, you know, you got to take accountability. You can't keep using excuses. Zepeda could have arguably beaten Ramirez, and Baranchyk has a similar style, but Baranchyk's stamina is better. I agree. I think Baranchyk would give Ramirez an extremely tough fight. You know, you definitely got to be aggressive. You're going to be a Baranchyk. You got to be aggressive, but you got to be a boxer too. And Baranchyk and Ramirez would be a war. That would be a war. You know, but I agree. I think Baranchyk's stamina is better. You know, he comes so strong. I saw his fight against Anthony Yiggett back in the tournament. Was it last year or the year before? But I think that was the first time I checked out Ivan Baranchyk. I was really impressed. I mean, he really puts the pressure on. He's really a strong fighter, you know. He's good. He's good. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Light band. That's a bit stiff. I mean, listen, it might be a little biased for me, you know, because I do have I don't know Gerald Miller. I met him before. We have some mutual friends, but like, dude, if they were to ban him, I personally wouldn't really care, man. I wouldn't. We need this sport to stay clean, and I get it. I know there's a lot of people out there that's juicing, and we don't know about it. I get it, but dog, like, you got to be more responsible, man. You got to be responsible, and you was blowing up in weight and still fighting at a really high level, like, and throwing a lot of punches. A guy that big coming forward, throwing that many punches per round. It was just something off with that, man. You know, Dubois and Joyce officially behind closer. I saw that today. I did see that today. I've always liked Dubois to win that fight. I think Dubois is going to win, and I think Dubois is going to dominate, man. You know, I'm not going to completely count Joyce out. I just really like Dubois in that fight to win that fight. Joyce too slow, a lot of pressure, you know, big puncher, but you find a guy that's going to be coming at you. You know, he's going to be coming forward. Dubois throws the bigger punches. He's the younger guy. He's faster. Excuse me. He has faster hands. I just think Dubois is better. You know, I think he's just better. You know, and I've always felt that way. You know, I always looked at it like, once I heard that these two might be fighting, once they started talking about it, I was like, I'm going with Dubois on that one all the way. Joyce, I haven't seen much improvement. And, you know, he changes trainers a lot. And he beat some good people, you know, but he beats people that he can bully. This camera losing focus a little bit. He beats people that he can bully. He can't bully Daniel Dubois, you know. But I'm glad they're fighting. It's a good fight. It's a good test for Daniel Dubois. You know, definitely a good test for him. There should be a Roy division, like, for people like Baby. I think most of the top guys are on it. Listen, you might be right. You might be right. You know, but you know what? He got caught. I think there's a lot of people that's out there that's on it, but he got caught. At the end of the day, he got caught, and it is what it is. Yeah, his biggest paycheck was around 400K. That 7 million could have set his family up. This is what I'm saying. And then my whole thing is, when Top Rank gave you another opportunity and you had all this time to at least get fit so you wouldn't have to worry as much as using that stuff, and you still failed again, and you're saying it, you're blaming it on a sex pill, my man, like, yo, we don't got that many big, and that's what pisses me off about Gerald Miller the most. We don't really have that many good American top heavyweights. We really don't have that much. And you from New York too, you from Brooklyn, like, you got to represent us correctly, and you can't be going out like this. You can't. You know, I go harder on the boxers that I feel represent us, because when you go out like that, we got to come at you like, yo, you supposed to be the standard. You like one of the top heavyweight fighters, and you're a New York fighter. You know? Like, damn. You know, it's messed up. Do I think, listen, if Big Baby came back, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody out there, I don't think anybody major would do it. You know, I don't think anyone major would do it, because, you know, when you got to keep putting on events and, looking for another opponent, you lose money in that, you know. And I think, I just don't personally think he already messed up with the Zone and Matchroom and stuff. He messed up with Top Rank, and the PBC was never going to sign him to begin with. You know, with all that he has said about Wilder and stuff like that, I don't think the PBC would ever want to deal with him. So I think when it comes to the three heavy hitters in the sport, you know, I just don't see it unless maybe BT would take him and try to get a Daniel Dubois in there with someone like him. I wouldn't really be surprised. Nothing surprising me with this sport, you know. Gamboa isn't much of a threat to anyone anymore. Yeah. I mean, not much of a threat, but he's still a good fighter, and he's a good test. Again, I'm not excited for the Devin Haney fight. I'm not excited for it, but I know that there's not that many options out there right now. You know, I understand that it's not a lot of options out there, and you know, I really wanted to see the Fortuna fight. You know, that's what I wanted to see, but we're not getting that, and we got to work with what we're getting. You know. Is Jarrett Hurd leaving 154? Well, according to that video I saw of him sparring with FA, he might be. He looks big, man. He looks big. He looks huge, you know. But he's always been a big guy. I don't know how he was able to make 154, you know, but I think he should go to 160. I think he should go to 160. You know, there's fights there to be made. It could be an opponent for a Eubank Jr. or Jamal Charlo. You know, he's PBC, so he could fight Jamal Charlo. He didn't fight Jamel, but he could fight Jamal. And he can even move to 168. But I would like to see him at 160. Now, I want him to cut down in that weight, because he's not going to be as durable. And if he's a guy that's going to be walking forward and taking a lot of hits, you got to understand that you going up to bigger weights, you know, those guys are big too, you know. I mean, I'm sure he's big enough to fight at these divisions, but, you know, he's probably naturally walking around at least at like 200 pounds. He got to be walking around at 200, you know. But maybe I don't think he should fight at that. If you were able to make 154 all these years, you know, you take a loss, you didn't look great in your comeback fight, it doesn't mean to blow up all the way up there, you know? I mean, you might have been a little drained, but don't go straight all the way up to like heavyweight, you know, go to 160, go to 168 at least, you know? What's up, everybody that's joining, man? Just make sure you hit that like, man. Everybody that's in here, hit that like, man. At least let's get up to 30 likes real quick. Let's see what else the comments are going here. Joe Joyce is a sloth. Yeah, he's too slow, man. I can't see him really beating a very elite at the division. I can't see him being a Daniel Dubois. Dwyer is picking Joyce, so I'm picking Dubois. Nah, Dwyer is good, man. Listen, we all get it wrong. You guys know I get picks wrong. Dwyer gets picks wrong too, but Dwyer is very good. But Dwyer is a betting gambling man. I tend to pick underdogs too. I'm not a gambling man, but I do like picking underdogs, and I do switch my picks a lot to the. I don't stick with my gut a lot, you know. I needed to stick to my original pick. If I stick to my original pick, I'm right 9 out of 10 times. When I don't, I'm all over the place. All right. But yo, Dwyer is great. He's a great channel, man. I mean, he's the godfather of YouTube boxing talk. He's been on here forever. Joe Joyce be looking hella slow, like slow motion. I agree. Super slow. Super slow. F.A. Jabba makes Joe Joyce look fast. Nah, F.A. is definitely not slower than Joe Joyce. At least not in my opinion. I don't know. I think Joyce is the slowest you can get as far as the top, you know, heavyweights. Dwyer plays the underdog, stay far away from his pets. I wouldn't say that. Dwyer is great, but I wouldn't go that far. Shout out to Punch Crow too, man. Long time subscriber. Do you think Tyson will outclass Wilder next fight? I think Tyson's gonna win again. I think Fury's gonna win again, but I think Wilder's gonna do better in the third fight. Good to see you, Wave. Always love your analysis. What's your thoughts on Triple G fighting his mandatory? I'm not gonna try to say his name. I haven't seen him fight yet, so I'll get back to you on that. I'll make a separate video after. I've got to check the guy out, though. I know he's due to fight him, but I haven't seen him fight that guy yet. FA's not great, but I don't think he's that slow. I just made a video talking about F.A. Jabba and how unimpressed as that I am of him. But I don't think he's as slow as Joe Joyce. I think that's a little too much. Not saying he's better than Joe Joyce neither. I'm just saying as far as hand speed. But F.A. is slow, but I don't think he's slower than Joyce. I think Luke Campbell will beat Ryan Garcia. I'm actually picking Luke Campbell to beat Ryan. I'm actually surprised that they were going to let Ryan fight him or Jorge Linares at one point. I'm surprised. Did Gary duck Devin? Yeah. I didn't feed too much in that Gary Russell, that mess. I didn't make any. You guys see, I didn't make any videos about it. I saw it, and I was just sitting here drinking my tea like, Gary's tripping, man. I'm not paying Gary any mind. He's talking about going to 147 to fight Bud. Come on, bro. You fight once a year, and you barely fought anyone in your career. You know, you barely fought. You beat Joseph Diaz. That was cool. That was a good win. That was probably your best win. You know, you fought Loma, lost to him. But outside of that, I never really cared about his resume like that. You know, I think he beat Johnny Gonzalez as well, which was a good win back then. You know, I mean, but one fight a year, just fighting your mandatories every year. He's buzzing more right now because he's talking a lot. And I'm not feeling that, you know. I think Haney was going to beat him, you know. I was picking Haney to beat him. But I don't know who chooked up to. You know, one party is saying one thing. I don't know who was going to be. I personally don't even care, you know. This guy, Gary Russell Jr., needs to focus on the other top champions in the division and worry about unifying, you know. You think I'm assuming Punch Call? I'm trying to catch up to the comments. I'm assuming you're talking about Hurd going up and getting knocked out at 160. I'm assuming you're talking about him. It really depends on who he's facing, but maybe he's better at 160. Maybe he was a little drained at 154. It really depends. I don't know. You know? Yeah, Gamboa. Yeah, Project Jab. Gamboa is still competitive. I agree. 160 is wide open. You know, Triple G is on his way out. He's probably looking for 1 or 2 big fights, and he's on his way out. You know, so many up and coming heavyweights. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I want to do a video discussing the World Boxing Super Series. What if it was at heavyweight? I did speak on it on the recent live commentary I did. But I'm gonna do a video talking about it. You know, it won't be that long of a video, but just some people that I would love to see in a tournament if they were to have the tournament at heavyweight. You know, because I'm not one to believe that the top heavyweights is gonna be up there. You know, you're not gonna see Joshua. You're not gonna see you know, all of the guys that we want to see. I'm not expecting to see the, you know, the champions or the top contenders up there, PBC guys. I'm not really expecting to see. I'm more like looking. I'm thinking more like, you know, the Effiget Jabas, the Frank Sanchez's of the world, the Hergoviches, the, you know, all of those type of guys, all these up and coming guys. Maybe a Daniel Dubois up there. I'm expecting to see guys like that in the World Boxing Super Series if they were to have it. But, you know, I can't think of Michael Hunter. I would expect them to see him there. Those are guys that I would like to see at it, but much more. I just can't think of all of them on top. But I'm going to definitely make a list of 8 guys, or maybe I'll give you a list of maybe 15 to 20 guys that I think would be in the tournament or could be, you know. All right, let me catch up to some of the comments. Jaime Munguia. Is a guy that I think that they're trying to build up. You know, I think they're trying to take things slow with him. I know he was a champion at 154, but he beat someone that had no business being at 154 or being a champion in Saddam Ali. But Jaime Munguia at 160, I think they're slowly trying to build him up. You know, I don't think he beat Dennis Hogan. And I think Golden Boy realized that. They gave him a gift that day. But they're just trying to, you know, I think the Terrion Johnson fight is a solid fight. You know, but I don't see him beating a Jamal Charlo, you know, a Triple G. Excuse me. You know, I don't even think he would beat like a Chris Eubank yet. I don't think so. You know, I think they're building him, that they're making him fight the right guys right now. You know, they're kind of protecting him. They pushed him fast, but I think once they did that, and then he had a couple, you know, had a close fight, couple of performances where he didn't look too great. I think they said, all right, let's slow it down. Let's build him up a little better. Let's build him up slowly. Let's marinate him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's exactly what's going on. Yeah, I saw the Tony Oka knockout the other day. You know, that's another guy that I'm probably going to bring up in that video when I talk about the World Boxing Super Series at heavyweight. You know, I think Canelo is going to beat Charlo if they were to fight. You know, I'm very proud of Jamal and his win the other day. I wouldn't pick him to beat Canelo, though. If they were to fight, I'll be rooting for Charlo, but I think Canelo would beat him on points. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, man. It's too many comments coming in. I can't get them all, but Eubank Jr. is underrated. I don't think he's underrated. I think he is what he is. I don't think people overrate or underrate him. I think he's good, but I don't think he's that good, and I don't think he's bad neither. You know, I think he's good, and that's it. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know. Could he be a champion again? Yes. Could he defend it long? Could he become unified? It really depends. The division would have to be at a really weak state, you know? And 160 is definitely not that strong right now. You know, it's not as strong as it was a couple years ago. So I think he could be champion. I think he's good enough to be a champion again. But you know, that George Groves fight, and I know that's just one loss and everything, but, you know, guys, he can definitely be outboxed, you know? Yo, Kings, thank you for coming by and checking out the live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna do some, I'm gonna try to get on Instagram, follow my Instagram, guys. I've been trying to be more active with it. Even my Twitter account, I've been trying to get on Twitter. And, if you guys can follow me on my Twitter, my BoxingWave Twitter account, the Instagram account, a lot of people do leave private messages. I do reply to them. I'm trying to stay active with all three, being more active on everything. But I'm definitely trying to get to the tweeting more. I'm trying to use the Twitter a lot more and keeping my eye on it on a daily basis. So check me out on Twitter. Check me out on Instagram if you haven't followed me yet. I'm trying to be more active with both. It's just a lot, I got a lot of things going on outside of YouTube, and it's just a lot of, going on social media. I'm not a big social media on there. I have it, but I don't use them all day, every day, so just follow me on there. You can always hit me up, leave me tweets, ask me questions, get into the discussions on Twitter. But, I'm trying to get more active on the Twitter and the Instagram page, Instagram. So what I want my Instagram to be, because one thing about YouTube is they're really strict on what you post. So I posted a video, a little short clip that I saw of Lomachenko and Jorge Linares, and the punch that I was worried about Teofimo landing on Loma. And I posted a little clip of that right hand that Jorge Linares landed on Loma that made him stumble a little bit, not the knockdown. I'm going to be putting more clips like that on Instagram because it's just a little safer to do it. They're short, they're edited. I just don't want to do clips like I've always wanted to do film study on IG, but, they're really funny about they're picky and choosy about what exactly they want to strike you on. So this is why I don't have music. They take your videos down for anything. You know what I'm saying? So, check out the IG because I want to put more clips of stuff, on the IG, and hit me on the Twitter if you just want to go back and forth and just chatting. I might not get back right away, but when I check the Twitter and I see you guys leave message, or I have my notifications on, like I see my Twitter thing going off now. I think a couple of you guys might have just followed me, but I'll try to be back. I'll try to get better with it. Thanks for everybody. And thanks for everybody. Salute to everybody that's coming on here and, just showing support and watching the videos. Trying to get the momentum back going, the views back going, and everything like that. Yeah, I said, listen, yo, I saw that today. Showbiz the adult quit his job. That's amazing. That's amazing, and he hasn't really been on that long. And regardless of how you feel about him, he works very hard. He's on there all day, every day. He's on there live. He does all the commentary. I don't know if I can ever be on YouTube as much as him. He's on there on and off all day long, and that's great. That's great. He's doing a great job. He works really hard. He doesn't have any fake. I don't think he has any fake subscribers or anything. I think all his stuff is legit. He does promotions. He does giveaways, regardless of how you feel. Because people leave comments like, I don't really like him for whatever reason, and that's his choice. But salute to him. For him to be able to quit his job and just focus on his YouTube channel and whatever other things he has out there. That's great for him. Congratulations to him. If you follow him, let him know. I say, I did give him my congrats on his channel earlier. That's really, really dope. Hopefully I can get there one day where I can just focus solely on boxing, focus solely on this. That would be great, but it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of time, and salute to him, and thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, I can't wait for the Fury and Wilder fight too, because I want to hurry up and move on, man. I want them heavyweights to just move on. Let's get this out of the way so we can move on and go on with our lives, man. That's how I really feel about that, you know. Uh, but yeah. Do I think Canelo could beat Andre Ward? Um, Maybe, probably right now, but if they were to fight while Andre Ward was really active and he was at 168 or 175, no, I would pick Ward to beat him. I mean, both of those guys can adjust like crazy, but I think overall I would pick Ward to beat him. I mean, Ward is one of the best fighters at adjusting to his opponent. I think he's one of the very best at doing that. And this is why I like him so much. Not a lot of people don't like his style. I mean, even my dad hates Andre. He does not like Andre Ward, man. But yeah, man, I would pick Ward if Ward is at his best. Yeah, thank you for showing the love with my commentating. I just that I'm not always here Saturdays, and that's why I can't consistently do it. But I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try to do better and do them as much as I can for you guys. And and I think that's the one thing. I was speaking on Instagram Live last night with my boy Coach Jason on his account, and I was trying to say that there are a lot of people that subscribe to me from all over the world that can't watch the fights. They really can't. And they come on here to just listen. They want to hear the play-by-play, the live commentary of the fights. And this is why I do it, and this is why I have to do punch by punch, because people want to actually hear it punch by punch, and I enjoy doing it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty dope that people respect me at that level, that want to hear my commentary. That's pretty dope, and I'm very honored and humbled by that. I don't think Wilder's going to win the fight. Can he win? I mean, I think he can. I mean, he still has the right hand. He landed it a few times against Fury in the last fight. It just didn't hurt him this time. Fury came in heavier and walked him down. He rolled the punches pretty well. Yeah, I don't think he took the full impact of those right hands, but I think if he does, I think he could definitely get hurt. Wilder definitely has a puncher's chance. It's just that what is he going to bring different? How much can he learn in this time? He had a full year. I hope he used the time to work on and focus on this last fight with Fury. Me versus Jake Paul, who win? Oh, Jake Paul would beat me up, man. Jake Paul can box, man. He can box. All right. He can't box on a professional level, on the elite level, but he can box. I respect his skills. I've seen his fights with KSI, and I respect the both of them, man. Those guys could box. They're active boxers. They would beat me, Thank you. I don't know if I don't know if I could do better than like people on the zone as far as commentary. I wouldn't go that far, but thanks. I appreciate just hearing that, I'm not a fan of the zone commentary at all, neither. I am not a fan of the zone's commentary. I like the zone. I pay for it, but I don't like their commentary at all. Yo, real quick, I want to talk about Daniel Jacobs. That's my guy, but I'm disappointed that he's fighting Gabe Rosado. And I love both of them. But Gabe is cool for a guy that's on the come up, that's trying to get to that next level. He's a good fight if you're trying to get to that next level of opposition. To the real top contender level. Gabe Rosado is not a top contender, but he's a good fight to get to that point. He's fought a lot of people, and he has a lot of losses, but those losses are against really good fighters. But he's not a top contender. He's not. He has his moments in certain fights. He gave Peter Quillen some trouble. He gave some other fighters out there some good rounds. Selesky recently, he gave him a good fight. But Jacob shouldn't be fighting guys like Gabe Rosado, and it shouldn't just take him talking, But I understand we're in a bubble right now, and everybody's just taking fights, and they're not really trying to get a big major fight without fighting in front of an audience, So I get it, but at the end of the day, Danny Jacobs is way above fighting guys like Gabe Rosado, man, at this point in his career, It's just even the Chavez Jr. fight. Like, did you guys see Chavez Jr. last week, bro? Like, what was that, man? He's just a disgrace, man. He's like the biggest disappointment in boxing, Yeah, I don't know, man. Yo, OG, what happened to the older YouTube channels? They still around. I mean, you got The Wires is still there. Boxing Beats and Rhymes is still putting out content, I'm sure 78 Sports is still putting out content. I don't really listen to him that much, but I know him and Black Fight Fan is still putting out. They have a podcast, There's a lot of YouTubers that's still out there, There's a lot of new ones now too, but there's a lot of old school ones that's still doing it. They're still doing it. They're out there. Is Dillian White losing steam? Nah, I think Dillian White lost to someone that was better than him. That's all. But we'll see what happens in a rematch. I don't want to just keep completely just, wipe him out just because he lost. Oh, my Instagram is BoxingWave Official. BoxingWave Official. All right. All right. So I'm just trying to catch up. Jacobs will stop him in 6 rounds. Yeah, I think Jacobs need to stop him. Jacobs need to be aggressive. We don't want to see Jacobs be, sometimes he's a little too passive, too cool in there, too reserved. I think Jacob needs to put him away. If he's gonna fight a Gabe Rosado, you got to put him away. Don't be struggling and it going to war, and you should be putting him away. And Rosado's gonna fight. He comes to fight, but have I ever been on a street fight? Absolutely. But I'm not gonna elaborate on that. All right. Rosado is the Chisora of 154 to 168 range. Yeah, but Chisora got better wins. Chisora got better rings. I get where you're going with that, but Chisora beat more notable people than Gabe Rosado did. Gabe Rosado lost just about every fight that he stepped up in. He lost about every good fighter he lost to, about 98% of them. Where Chisora beat some good fighters. Jamal Doug Jacobs. I think you're speaking on Jamal. I don't know if they ever actually try to make a negotiation. I know that they had their little confrontation in the hallway of a fight, but I don't know if they actually try to make the fight happen. I don't know. I don't remember. If they did, let me know in the comments. Yeah. Maybe Big Baby becomes Small Baby without the juice. Well, Big Baby shouldn't be 300 pounds. He should not be 300 pounds. Him being 300 pounds is a problem. He shouldn't be 300 pounds. Something's wrong if you're 300 pounds. He needs to be at like 270, less than 270. I don't even want to see him fight if he's not less than that. Like, he needs to be at 270. He's a big dude for sure. 270, 275. He shouldn't be at 300 pounds. He just let himself go, and he was taking that stuff. And that's why he was comfortable with the weight gain, because he probably wasn't training like that. What UK fighters that I like, or even a prospect? prospects, I mean, UK fighters, like plenty of them, man. You know, I make videos about all of them. You know, I like Josh Taylor. He's probably one of the favorite guys right now. Carl Froch is probably one of my all-time favorites. You know, but yeah, Anthony Joshua is probably one of my favorite boxers. Period. Right now, I like plenty of UK fighters. I like Tyson Fury. I make videos about them all the time. Too many to name. I don't even know where to begin. Yeah, unless you're a legit. Yeah, if you're a legit giant like he was, then yeah, you should be 300 pounds. But Big Baby shouldn't be 300 pounds. You know. I mean, I've seen Big Baby kickboxing, and I see how he looked then. There's no reason why he should be as big as he was. You know, the last couple times I've seen him. All right, that's pure laziness. You know what I'm saying? You just relying on the juice. That's not cool. That's not cool. IBFP Nuke said Charlo Doug Jacobs. I follow IBFP. I mean, if he said that, I don't know what. I'm just saying that I don't know what he's basing it on. I know the fight didn't happen. I know I've been talking about the fight on this channel, but I don't know if they. I don't know. Did they send him a contract and he turned it down? I don't know. You know, how bad does Jacobs want to fight? You know, did he really want to fight Charlo? Did Charlo really want to fight him? You know, is this just a thing where these guys are just talking back and forth and they're not really making any progress? You know. But yeah, you know how a lot of guys just talk, and then there's nothing. You know, people do call outs, and there's not really, you know, people using each other's name to promote themselves. That's what I'm pretty much saying. I have Davis beating Cruz, but I wonder if Davis can make the weight. But he has an extra week now because they pushed the fight back a little bit for Halloween, so he has an extra week to try to get the weight down. So I seen that Adrian Bro, I don't know, I think it was Adrian Broner. They were talking about Haney and Tank sparring the other day. Now, nobody was giving out any information on how it went, but they actually did spar recently this week, I believe. So, I wonder how that went. You know, I wonder if we're going to get some leaked footage of that because I want to see that. I would love to see. I'll pay to see Tank fight Devin Haney. I would love to see that fight. You know, I like that fight. But yeah, man. I got Tank winning, but I wonder if Tank is actually going to make the weight though. That's the one question I have. Is Tank going to really make the weight? But he seems pretty focused, so we'll see. You know, we'll see. Check out Chris Congo welterweight. Hamza Shiraz at 154 and Denzel Bentley 163 of my favorite UK contenders. All right, I will. Denzel Bentley, I did. He sounds familiar. I might have seen him already, but I'll get back. I'll definitely check that out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a note right now just so I can remember to do that when I get off. So let me just write that down. Denzel Bentley. Anybody else? Actually, was gonna make a video for you guys yesterday comparing, not really comparing, but talking about Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis. And I know that the video has been done before by other channels, but I wanted to give you my views on the two of them and compare that. But I'm going to save that conversation for that video. But be on the lookout for that because I was actually supposed to do that yesterday. All right. All right. What's my thought? What's on MTK Global? MTK Global? What is that? Let me look it up. MTK Global. Not familiar, but it looks like I have to do some research on it. A lot of stuff popped up. I'll look it up and do some research and I'll get back to you. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Prime Pac-Man versus Loma at 130. Who you got? Prime Pac-Man. I got yeah, I said that a little too quick. That would be a good fight. But I'm probably gonna lean towards Pacquiao. Yeah, Virgil Ortiz is an animal, man. It looks like when I see Virgil Ortiz fight, it looks like the video is going in fast motion. You know, like I got it going in 3 times normal speed. He's insane. I can't wait to make a video about him. I mean, I made videos. I talked about him before, just covering the fights, but I'm gonna say my thoughts on that video because I want to say so much about Virgil Ortiz. Chris Kong was on the Dillian White managing. Okay. I like Richardson Hitchens. I like him. I've been watching him for a while though. I knew about him for a long time now. I like him. He's good. But I like the pace that he's moving, I want him to keep moving at the pace that he's moving at. I like him though. He's good. Zoo Jr., yeah. He's good too. He's good. I didn't make a video on a fight recently. But I'm watching him. He's good. Virgil Ortiz reminds me of Young Trinidad. Okay, that's fair. That's cool. But Virgil Ortiz looks. I don't want to. Yes, and that kid is already that kid. Yo, they better fight him now because he's improving with every fight. Yeah, he's improving with every fight. They need to fight him now because he's gonna be better than all of these guys. If he's not better than them already, he's good. He's good. Yeah, Shakur is great, man. He's a good kid. He's good. Very good defensive skills, man. I like Shakur Stevenson a lot. He's actually one of my favorite young fighters as well. You have the concern about Virgil Ortiz that I do about Errol Spence. How long can they boil it down to 147? They look like they belong at 160 in terms of weight. I think Errol's a little bigger though. And Errol's like 30 at this point. Virgil's younger, a lot younger. So I get where you're going. So he's growing faster right now. Errol, I think, seems to be set. Errol, I can see him ending his career at 160. But yeah, I don't see him being at 147 for long either. And Jaron Ennis is definitely not staying at 147 because he's a tall, long dude, man. He already looks like he fights at 140, 54 as he's fighting at 147 right now. But none of these guys are gonna stay at 147, Yeah, Spence gets chubby in between fights. Regis Prograis destroyed Adrian Broner. Yeah, I see Regis Prograis beating him clearly, but not like stopping him or anything like that. You know? But yeah, man. So listen, I'm gonna check out, guys. I gotta roll. I only wanted to do an hour tops tonight. But I'm gonna try to jump back on tomorrow morning. When I you know, maybe early, you know, maybe early or maybe by noon, I'm gonna jump back on. But this gonna be this is just a quick random live with you guys. Thank you guys for supporting, and also make sure you follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram account that I have, BoxingWave Official. My Twitter. Let me go to my Twitter now because I can tell you my exact Twitter handle. Well, I got you on there. Boxing_wave. Boxing_wave. All right. So follow me on my Twitter. You know, shoot me some tweets. You know, I'll respond to the tweets and everything. And also hit me up on IG. And see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace. Oh, look out those videos I just put out today too. I put out some content today. And look for more content tomorrow. All right. Peace.